Alright guys, welcome to a game called The Longest Walk. Now this is a bit of a serious game about mental health. I was just scrolling through Steam and I just saw this, so I decided to give it a try. It's got pretty positive reviews. I didn't look anything about it because I don't really want to know everything about it because I want to do this dry playthrough with it. So it says that it's about this man's uh, run through with mental health and depression. So it says it's basically just a walking simulator, so this is not going to be as much of an exciting video. It's going to be more serious, laid back. You can kind of just listen to me if I have any sort of thoughts about it. So we'll see. So
I felt anxious, so anxious that I was burning. My heart was beating really fast. I couldn't sleep. I got tireder and tireder because I couldn't sleep, because I was worrying, and I was worry. I've let my family down. Everyone's going to suffer because I'm no good. Everybody who relied on me, it was a false reliance. I was a fake. Therefore, I worried even more about what financial disaster I'd put on my family.
that happens a lot with people who suffer with mental health. They're just worried about the impact that they'll leave on other people once they're gone. It's something
So
very serious.
anxiety, nervous energy burning off, lack of sleep. I remember vividly
Oh,
curling
see
up
something.
in a ball in the living room floor, howling, not even crying, howling, saying how shit I was. Yeah, I felt so bad. That's all I could do. I just wanted to be taken away from it.
It's really sad. If you guys are, going through anything, it's. I know it's tough. I don't want to sound
I only
cliche,
realised something
but
was wrong when I was driving back from school crying, and I knew this wasn't right. It was a build-up of stress in work and expectations of work, and then finding that I couldn't do it. I wasn't alone. Other people were struggling with it, but I just thought, I can't do this. I can't do this. Why? What's wrong with me? Why can't I do it? I'm a failure.
so I don't know if at the end of this he came out on top of it,
I
or
knew I
if
was stressed. I
it
didn't know
did
I was
end. Um,
depressed, and I think it just got worse after that point. There was no stopping it. Once it started, the feelings of negativity about not being good enough, I couldn't stop it.
so there was no options
The whole
menu for me
thing
to
made me feel
change
that I was worthless, so I didn't want to meet anyone.
for me to change my volume settings or anything.
I
So
didn't want to speak to
hopefully
anyone.
it's not too loud.
I
It's a little loud for me right now,
I
but
was so worthless. So there's no point in. I shouldn't be indulging in my hobbies, which I love, my
yeah,
cycling and my books. I
that
couldn't do
happens.
that.
Kind of just falling off of activities that you used to love. I know I used to love cycling, riding bikes, taking walks, just enjoying playing video games as well, but I've really fallen off that as of lately.
I couldn't. I could see, and now I can, that these are the sort of things I should have kept doing. I should have kept in contact with people. I should have gone out my bike. I should
Definitely,
have gone to the cinema. I should have done this. I
it's
just had to hide because it was
it's
an embarrassment,
it's
and I
something that
was
is easy to
a worthless human
recognize.
being. And all the things that laterally I know is how you deal with it. I couldn't.
It's something that you can realize after the fact, after you make it through whatever you've been going through, that you should still maintain those hobbies that you've enjoyed, whether that be, reading a book, cycling, like he mentioned, playing sports. Um, but while you're going through it, it's really easy to fall off those things that you enjoy just because you struggle to find that enjoyment. you struggle to maintain that feeling that you used to get out of those activities, but let's go this way.
It consumed me. Finding a way to kill myself that nobody would get hurt with. If I didn't want to jump in front of a train in case the train driver had to suffer stroke. I didn't want to hang yourself in the forest because some kid might find you. But I didn't want to kill myself. But I did. It was not a drama thing. It wasn't, oh, attention, oh, I want to kill myself. It was, I'm a useless piece of shit and I'm no good to anyone. Everybody would be better off without me. Which didn't make sense.
That's really sad. That I know some people.
Make sense, but I was so desperate. I was so down. I could understand why people would do it.
That's something really, really sad hearing him say that. That he's feeling so down about whatever has been going on that, you know, he doesn't want to be here anymore, and that's just super sad. And figuring out a way to do it without hurting people isn't an option. I don't think, you know, he talked about not jumping in front of a train to avoid giving that train driver PTSD or whatever, or doing it in the forest to avoid being found by someone. There's not really a good way to do it to not hurt anyone. You're always going to hurt those people that are still here. When I was in high school, I knew this kid who unfortunately committed suicide by hanging. And his I think his dad found him just in their shed outside, which was it was super sad to me. Me and him kind of fell off. We used to walk to class together with one of his friends that was actually locked up at the time. So we would walk to school together. That was back in. It was in high school when he did it, but I knew him back in junior high. So we'd walk with him and his friend who was locked up, like I mentioned. And it was really sad when he passed. We know everyone, you know, at school was super sad about that.
And I was so numb that I could feel that people in my position then I could see how they could do it. But unfortunately I knew I couldn't. I was my family. There's no way. Even though I was suffering and I was hating it and I was absolutely hating myself, I would have never done that to my family.
That's good. I mean, you'd be passing on the pain that you're feeling on to other people, and I know you don't want to feel selfish in that regard, passing that pain to others. It's never good. It's just not a good situation for anyone.
I remember a run and actually being on the beach at Kingsbands and thinking, because it was away from you all and I was having me time, then I reflected, what a fucking great life I had. This is brilliant. I love my family and this is great. I can do this.
That's good. That's good that if you're able to see the good things that you have, even though if they might get outshadowed by all the bad, it's always good to just remember the good times, which I know is super tough for me as well.
A guy who did a lot of things on his own, and I think when you give him time to other people as your job, you sometimes a wee bit of time to yourself without being too selfish.
I know I myself, I struggle with just living in the past more than living right now. I do think that the past times were definitely better than how they are now.
But as soon as I got out there and into my stride, which not a great runner, but into my stride, the head would clear, and then you could just enjoy the experience. So you hear the birds, you listen to the sea crashing in, you feel tactile the sand, and the experience of being doing that sort of thing. So I could enjoy the surroundings.
I don't know how long this game is, or this walking simulator is. It's not really necessarily a game.
Bang, rush, because all it was about timetabling. And at the end, more relaxed. I could come home and get on with the rest of it.
Hmm. And I know some people having to take medications to
I
deal with.
know that I've had these issues. I'm hopeful I won't have them again. I can't tell if I'm going to have them or not. I don't know what's going to kick in. I didn't think I'd get it after the second time, but then I went back into a position of responsibility, and I had a trigger there.
I don't want to talk over him whenever he's talking, but if I have something that I want to say, I'm gonna forget it the next opportunity. I don't even remember what I was saying just before that. Oh, it was about people
I
taking.
knew things were
See, there it
happening,
is.
and I knew that I didn't want to be ill, and I knew that I should be doing certain things and doing all these different techniques, but I couldn't stop it. And that was also a frustrating thing, that to have this experience of two big episodes, and then the third one to come again, and no one be aware, because I was awareness of triggers and stresses. Because I couldn't get a grip of that made it worse.
So, taking medications for whatever you're dealing with is fine. It's just kind of about moderation and not kind of drowning yourself in either alcohol or drugs, for one.
And for the second and third episodes, I got better at dealing with it and saying, well, I can't do anything about it. I'm ill. If I had a broken leg and I was in a plaster, it's obvious. But because I've got a broken head, it's not obvious to see that I'm ill. And
That's
the
true.
last time I was ill was much quicker because I did get the grip.
I like that. I like that. If you got a broken leg, everyone can see it, but kind of mental health issues, it's not as visible to the crowd around you, for sure.
I would like to think I'm a better person for it. It was a good thing. It was a horrible thing, but it was a good thing. And that it made me reflect on what was important. Family was more important than anything else. What other people think doesn't matter, apart from the ones close to you. And work is important, but hey, it's a job, and getting that balance right, and that's what was wrong.
Yeah, I like that too. I think understanding that family is what matters and what they think, but you can take what kind of other people that are around you as well say and either reflect on that or learn from that if they're saying something that is
Boys,
real.
I don't know, that we talked about, and I think they weren't fully aware of just how seriously ill it was, which is brilliant because we were too young to deal with that at the time, but it's good to talk about it now.
That would be tough on them. I don't know how old the people he's talking about are, but yeah, hiding it from them is probably the best thing. But if you were to go and you have some young people, they won't understand what's going on until much further down the line. They'll just know that you're not here.
Hopefully they know that if anything like that happens to them, then they understand it. Well, it's happened to their dad, so, and he's still here, and he's still okay, I hope. Um, and yeah, that if it happens to their friends and that happens to people they love, that they'll have insight into to know that's people need help.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I mean, if you make it through it, then you can serve as that symbol. Okay, so that's it. That was nice and short. Got to the message. So definitely, if you're able to make it through that, God, suffering. Yeah, definitely. What's on the screen is definitely something. Press escape. Okay, so let's just talk about that real quick. So that was nice and short. That's good. It wasn't too long, so you guys can go play this right now and kind of get the real story without me talking. But I did try and mute myself whenever he was speaking about his struggle with mental health. But if you're able to make it through it, you'll definitely serve as a symbol for other people that maybe idolize you. Your children, your friends, whatever. You'll definitely serve as that symbol for hope, for survival. So that's something that you can remember. Hmm. Well, this was good. I like this. I think it's important. I like It's on Steam. Steam's pushing it, I guess. This was on like the second page, I think, is when I was just scrolling through free-to-play stuff. Uh, kind of surrounded by the uh, multiplayer shoot 'em up type of games like Apex Legends or PUBG or whatever. But I'm glad that I picked this one out and was able to experience this. Definitely gonna keep this in my library. I'll always know I'll have it. You can just come listen to him talk, really. If you want to just download this, play this, listen to him talk about his experience and relate to it and know that he was able to get out of it, but he's still remembering the time where he was struggling with it, which is good. You can always remember that. Um, I don't really have much else to say about it, but hopefully you guys can take something from this if you had never heard about this game or just seen it on Steam or whatever. So yeah, if anyone's ever going through something, just know that there can be hope out there. And again, I don't want to sound cliche. This is kind of what everyone will say is that there's hope out there, there's help, stuff like that. But you know you can be that symbol that others need. Just remember that.